Number 1 Vegeta may in fact be number 1, but how should you build his hidden potential? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the LREZA Fizz Angel Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, the number 1 Vegeta. We're going to take a look at what he's doing and figure out how to best build his hidden potential, because he does do a lot of different things, but he's also missing some very important things in his passive. So you can already see right here, based on his kit, we think that a mix of critical hit and combo is the best potential for him, more so on the critical hit side. So we'll take a look at his passive here on the Dokkan wiki so we can kind of understand why that is. So if we jump on over here, we'll take a look here, right? His passive is giving him Key 2 and an additional attack and defense 200%, plus an additional Key 2 and attack 100% for 5 turns from his entry turn. He's also getting an additional attack and defense 10% each time his key rises by 1, up to 180. He also guards all attacks and launches an additional super attack when key is 18 or more. He also has the ability to give all allies attacking in the same turn defense 10% per key sphere obtained, starting from the 18th key, so up to 60, right, from 18 to 24, and an additional key 4 and 59% attack and defense when there's a Goku on the team, and another key 4 and attack and defense 59% when there's a Majin Buu Saga Goku. He does have an active skill that can be activated from the 3rd turn with a Majin Buu Saga Goku on the team, and he can give himself defense 78% for the turn and 59% attack for the turn. So all in all, right, he's doing a lot here. On top of that, he has a unit super with Majin Buu Saga Goku that massively raises his attack and greatly raises his defense for the turn, while also greatly raising defense on that 12 key. You'll notice that his 18 key is only raising attack and defense normally, and that is because you want to prioritize the unit super. So you'll notice he's doing a lot, but he is missing something very, very important, right? He's getting all kinds of crazy attack and defense numbers, right? Especially from this part right here. He has the LR Rose effect that increases his attack and defense 10% for each key, but this goes all the way up to 180, meaning, you know, he has to get 18 key on its own before collecting key spheres to get the max buff, which honestly isn't that hard, right? He's getting 3 from his typical leader skill, so 6 on a double lead, plus he's getting 4 key right here from his passive, so that's already 10 key here, and then another 8 if you have a Majin Buu Saga Goku on the team. So it's honestly not that hard to achieve, and then everything after that with the key spheres obtained is going to bump up the characters on his turn with some extra support. So it's actually really, really good what he can do for in terms of this. But you'll notice he's missing one very important thing: critical hit. And that is why for my build I suggested critical hit, right? As a Fizz type, right, he does typically want to lead into combo attack. That's going to be his most beneficial, but because he has no crit, we do want that critical hit. So Fizz type's getting a max of 15, 25 if you fully invest the additional in him, upping this to about a 50% chance to do a critical hit, which is very useful. So you can see ours kind of more about 18 to 20 because we kind of balanced the build for him. I do think balance is probably the more appropriate because you do want the additional attacks, but you also want the critical hit. So giving each about a 50% chance to proc is probably the best way to go for him. So somewhere between 20 to 25 additionals and 20 to 25 critical hit. If you have any silver or gold combo and additional level 5s, those should be the priority for his skill orbs. They're going to be most beneficial. And to understand why that is, right, if we look over here at Halvard on Twitter, we can see his defensive numbers are quite astounding, right? With the Buu Saga Goku using that 18 key with only without 40% support, right? On just his 18 key, he's getting 1.9 million with guard. On top, if he does an additional, it's 2.4 million. With 40% support, he's up to 2.6 million on the second super, and then of course 4.6 on the second super with the active skill turn. So he's actually really good. So those additional supers do help him. Although with 2.1 million with 40% support is still pretty good too, combined with guard. So it's not like it's a miss if he misses it, but it does help for those big supers, right? On top of that, the critical hit is necessary because he's actually pretty attack heavy, right? 55 million on his first attack, with the active skill and his in any support whatsoever. They do have Dragon Fist support here from Rocket Lizard's post here. So that more increases the defense, but the attack is what we're concerned about. You don't want to be throwing around a 50 million attack and not being able to crit, but obviously that is the active skill turn. But if we scroll back and look at, like, you know, turn 1 here or turn 2, right, 32 million is still very impressive. And again, with those big numbers, you don't want to be not critting, right? It would just be unfortunate in those cases. So you do want the critical hit on him. So again, I recommend a balanced build of both critical hit and additionals. I think that's going to be the best for him. So guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know, how did you build your Super Saiyan 2 Angel Vegeta? I think balanced crit and additional is the best way for him, but let us know what you did in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.